If you want to become a musical theater it girl, this is how you can learn how to memorize lines faster. I just filmed 2 self-tapes today where one was a monologue, one was a side, and I didn't memorize them until right before I started filming. So this is my method on how I memorize them really fast. One of them was a monologue. So I started out by just reading the first line of the monologue, then looking away from the page and saying it out loud and repeating it. Looking down, adding the second sentence, looking away, and then saying them both out loud. And if I messed up any of the words, I would just go back, look at it again, and then say it out loud again. And so I would kind of repeat that pattern until each sentence was memorized one at a time, adding on one sentence at a time until I remembered the entire sequence. I don't like memorize a sentence and then go on and kind of finish the monologue memorizing one sentence at a time, and then I can't remember how they connect together. Making sure that you're saying them out loud, that really helps. For scenes, I do the good old cover it, avoid my lines. Obviously, as you're going, that's a little easier because you can tell when you mess up because you cover your line while you're saying it and then you go down to read the next person's line and you can see if you said your line wrong. If you have any longer chunks within a scene, same method where like just memorize one sentence at a time as you go through. Saying all of your lines out loud. I will just read the other person's line in my head as I'm covering it with my hand. If it's a long scene or something that I have a harder time memorizing, I will write it down physically with a pencil or write it on my iPad writing as opposed to typing because that helps memorization. And if there is a particularly long or challenging scene, I will get on Quizlet and I will type the whole scene out on Quizlet. And so the good thing about Quizlet is if there has been a Quizlet made for it before, usually pop up a suggested like ending of the phrase that you're typing. So that's happened to me a few times before. I did this with the Cassie-Zach scene in one for a chorus line because that is kind of tricky to memorize. Always make sure that I typed out Cassie's full line because I had to memorize that. But when I got to Zach's part of the like side of the flashcard and it showed up as suggested, I would just click the suggested so I didn't have to type the whole thing. And then when you go to Quizlet, you can do like the learning where you have to type it out word for word. And if you get a word wrong, it will tell you. And then again, you're typing it out, so it's helping you memorize it more. Those are my memorization tips. I hope that that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about it.